the context here is one of the main characters is a real estate agent, and he, um, quite honestly, he's black, but a lot of his clients are white. And his other best friend has been pressuring him to sell more houses to black people in Detroit. So there's a little bit of conflict in that, and so he's trying to show this couple a house, but they're on the fence about buying. But there's a message in what he has to say about the house and buying in Detroit and all that. So, okay, and it's from his point of view, so it's in first person. After the fair, your Detroit hero is now on the corner of Calvert and the Lodge, in a neighborhood that doesn't quite have a name. It's not Boston Edison, the nice neighborhood with the mansions that everyone on the west side of Detroit has coveted for years. And I don't know if it's really Dexter Linwood either, which is named after the two of the hoodest streets ever known to man. That's Detroit though. The hood is always right next to the rich hood. We're all in the quote-unquote struggle though, and this afternoon I'm trying to convince this young black couple they should buy this house on Calvert and the Lodge, because it's in this gray area between the hood and not the hood. I try not to smoke in the Charger, but I roll the windows down and take a hit before I go in, making sure to spritz on some Tom Ford Black Orchid to cover up the smell. As you can see, it does need a little work, I say, pointing to the cracked crown molding above us in the living room, and fully aware of the frayed carpet. But you can get a first-time homebuyer's grant or a renovation grant. There are so many ways to get money now to fix up an old house in Detroit. I don't know, the wife says, drumming her fingers across her Goyard bag. I see she can afford a big bag, but I'm not judging. What's the return of investment in this neighborhood? What's going on with homes on Edison and Longfellow? The husband asks. Can I be honest with you? Please, the husband says. I'm not going to tell you what's going on with Edison and Longfellow because you already know. A few years ago, you could get a house there for $25,000. Now you need $350,000 just to get in the door. Next year, it's not going to be $500,000 yet, but it is going to be at least $400,000. But here's the thing, I say, leading them to the kitchen, which has been patched over with peel and stick linoleum on the floor and builder-grade cabinets. You can't afford Boston Edison. I have your numbers, and you aren't approved for $250,000. You're approved for Rosedale Park, but you say you want to live close to downtown. So I'm trying to show you this area outside of Boston Edison because guess what? If we go one block over to Glen Court, which is just like Longfellow, then you're going to see a whole bunch of white transplants sitting on their porches at houses that look exactly like the ones we're standing in right now. You would never think white people would be out here off Linwood or Dexter, but here they are. And you know why? They're not afraid anymore. This economy has got things so fucked up that white people are looking everywhere and anywhere they can afford to live because they don't want to live in the suburbs anymore. They want to have an authentic Detroit experience on their terms and with their own money. So they're buying these $25,000 homes on Glen Court, on Collingwood, on Lawrence, on Burlingame, and on Elmhurst. And guess what? They're buying right here on Calvert because they're not afraid. They come into these neighborhoods and mind their own business just like our aunties and uncles have done for years. They don't sell drugs, but they buy them. Just enough to stay high, but not enough to cause trouble. They don't go where they're not welcome. They drive cars that won't get stolen. And they don't walk around with $1,000 Goyard bags bringing attention to themselves. They're going to gentrify each and every one of these streets right under our noses. And you know what's going to happen? Folks like us are going to be lamenting how much the hood has changed while sitting by our fireplaces in Birmingham, paying $2,000 and $3,000 a month for mortgages we can barely afford because because we wanted to make something about ourselves by owning a house, because that's what the American dream tells us to do. Well, I'm giving you this chance to own a house. It's even got a damn fireplace. And you can be one of those rare black Detroit couples that actually takes back the hood and makes it worth something before the white people do it their way. And you can have this house or any of the rest of the comps I can show you with a quarter of the cash it would take to buy some 800 square foot piece of nothing on 14 Mile, just so you can send your kids to an all-white school where they be called the N-word 3 times a week in the cafeteria. I know I've gone on a tangent, but I have to be real. And there they are, standing dumbfounded in this kitchen with plywood covering the windows and paint peeling above us. I won't make a fucking dime off this commission if I sell it. I won't have any dings to my reputation if they run and tell everyone I made fun of Ms. Mama's little Goyard bag either. What I do know is that I'm standing my ground and trying my best to get these black folks to buy a house in the middle of the hood when everything around the hood is starting to change.